Gargoyle Nation, welcome back. As always, I am your host, Desi C, and just to get a little housekeeping out of the way, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, share, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. Always be notified when I, post up one of these videos, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yes, not time for another NECA toy review. This one saddens me a little bit because we are never, at this point, going to be getting his caped wings. It sucks, but currently it is what it is. But honestly, when it came to who to review this time, I looked at, my shelf and went, you know what, it feels right to go with this one. I know I did Lex the last time, and usually that would be like, okay, so, Broadway and Brooklyn would be next, but you know what? Hudson said no. It's Hudson's turn. And as always, it is in, you see, tails unbent, everything's in its spot, and box is a little dusty, so ignore that, but see, the tape is still there. So he has not been cracked open. These are all fresh. So I will get to cracking this open. I will be right back, and then we will get to reviewing. So stay tuned. And welcome back. And I gotta say, he lives up to the name Old Soldier. Trying to get him out of that packaging was a bloody nightmare. And on top of that, trying to peg in his wings and tail, which I don't think I pegged in his tail completely, and no, I got the wings. So, just based on that, because of course I always try to peg in the tail and wings so that it's a complete figure for the reviews. And again, with the hair, like, it is so stiff, so stiff. It was frustrating to try and get in the wings. Of course, yeah, I got them in and everything, but this is so stiff. The only way to get the wings in is to either remove his head or twist it out of the way. And even then, it's still somehow in the way. So NECA. Oh, I'm not happy with you with that. And before we get any deeper into the figure, Hudson, you can sit down here safely somewhere. He of course comes with multiple hands. Oops. Multiple hands, of course. And of course, so that he can hold on to his sword. And of course, an alternate head. Oop. And why is it? This is what I don't understand. So they all have quite a bit of paint application on the faces. It's, a color for the face, a color for the eyes, a color for inside the mouth, and a color for the teeth. And with Demona, that just deviates slightly because there's a color for her crown. Fine. Why is it that Demona was the only one with, like, messed up teeth and miscolored eyes? What, like, everyone has, like, what happened there? At least Hudson was done properly, as you saw. Nicely done. The hair, again, just as stiff, unfortunately. We know they can come up with a softer rubber. They did it for the caped wings. So the fact that the hair is this stiff, no. And there seems to be something flaking off on his hair. I think it's just extra paint or something. Gone now. May have been just a little bit of extra paint, but yeah, so not amused with the way they painted Demona, and at least they got it right with Hudson. So yes, on to the figure itself. Again, at least, the joints for the ankles and the feet are fantastic, because if you do it right, you can get them to stand without the help of their tail. It takes a lot of balancing. I have managed to pull it off for about 5 minutes, but no, I have managed to pull it off, so I will give them kudos to that. Very little See, I told you I did not peg in his tail properly. So we're just going to continue this without the tail pegged in for now. But yeah, just the same quality as, you know, the other ones. It's bendable, it holds its shape. It can be used to keep the figures up, you know, if you have them standing like properly on the on their toes, essentially. So that's all well and good. I love they did so good, so good, so good, so good. Look at that face. Look at that face. The detailing. It's beautiful. His scar. And again, this is why I get angry. So did they not like Demona? I don't like. So Hudson has his, you know, bottom teeth that stick out. And they got the paint right there. Why did they mess up with Demona? Anyway. The detailing on his armor, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. And I love how, yes, on his wings, just like in the show, you know, they're all torn with holes and everything, which also proves that not every injury can be healed for a gargoyle. I guess it depends on either, you know, if they can't stitch it up before sunrise. You know, it's not like, because it'll turn to stone with a hole, so if they don't stitch up the hole stays during stone, because obviously stone wouldn't just form type thing. I like the little details like that Greg essentially put into the show. Maybe he wasn't thinking about it, I don't know, but it's a beautiful little detail. His elbows are a little stiff, but nothing out of the ordinary for a NECA figure. His hips seem to be a little bit looser than the other ones, but again, nothing to be upset about. Same with his wrists, just a little loose. I'm hoping that once I change hands, that won't be a concern. May as well try, right? And it's the funniest thing, every time I try to change hands on a figure, I literally have to look at my own hands to go, am I putting the right hand on the, you know, the right, I'm not giving him left hand where his right hand should be, am I? No. Okay, it's just loose, it seems. But that does not seem to be the hand that will hold. You should be able to, yeah, there we go. I don't like the looseness. It's... Hudson's mad at me? I don't know. Not gonna be forcing anything. Of course, I could also just have the wrong hand. Yeah, probably. Probably. Knowing me, yeah, it's just the wrong hand. It's just the wrong hand. Although he doesn't have another item to hold, so I am wondering... I'm wondering as to why he has so many options.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Success. There we go. Because it would have been cool if there, I guess maybe if you work it in, this, the closed fist hand with the hole should be able to hold his sword. It just wasn't working for me because I think Hudson's being a little temperamental. I don't know. As always, the paint jobs are exquisite. Like, just look at the pants and the loincloth, shoulders, even in the back. Beautiful, beautiful work. Yes, there's the peg hole. Make as many butt jokes as necessary. So yes, like, and this is again where I go, see, so many paint apps, and Demona kind of got the short end of the stick, I guess. It's a little sad. Oh, and I just noticed the belt loop to hold his sword. Well, he's gonna hold it for the rest of this video. And that's what it is. And like I said at the beginning, it is so sad that we do not have caped wings for him. I would love to have him have his caped wings in a Hudson-sized recliner and with a little TV set up, with Bronx set up next to. I would love to be able to do that. I know there is somebody, I've seen it in passing, I've seen it on Facebook, somebody is 3D printing a recliner for Hudson, and I believe a TV as well. It's amazing. I haven't purchased it for myself because American dollar and shipping to Canada, I want to cry at that. But so to have the caped wings and him in the recliner with Bronx, and oh, it would have been so cute. And NECA, I hate you so much right now. Why couldn't they have made an accessory for him to sit in a chair? Extras. Then again, we weren't gonna get all the wings, so why would they make an accessory? I know a lot of the stuff with Diamond affected NECA and the purchasing and the sale. I get all that. There were better companies to do this. I'm going to still hold out hope that the line is not officially dead, that even in a year or two from now, they will, come back and, give us Hudson's caped wings at the very least, maybe give us a Macbeth, maybe give us a Coldstone, maybe a Gabriel. Like, at the very least, just if Broadway can be remade twice, and get his caped wings, why can't Hudson? Okay? Come on, NECA. Like, at least give us that. Okay, how about that? I will be nicer to you if you give us Hudson's wings. No, it's just, again, the wings are beautiful. They are beautifully designed, beautifully painted. Like, I'm not gonna knock on that. They are fantastic. I just can't stand that. That makes it sound like they're going to break if you look at them wrong. And that scares the crud out of me. And this is why either I want something with a softer material that doesn't sound like it's going to shatter, if it drops below 10 degrees, or give me the caped wings so I can put these away somewhere safe, and there you go. Because I know the caped wings won't shatter. They're made of softer plastic. Yes, I have issues. Okay, no, I just realized. No, this is me not remembering correctly. No. I do not believe if Hudson's injured eye glows perfectly white. That escapes my mind right now. I don't recall. Because, yeah, it's obvious here that he has the injured eye, obviously. But I don't recall if his eye glows a proper white. I believe it does. I believe it does. Because, again, with whatever changes they made to make these a little bit more realistic or a little bit more stylized, anything like that, a little bit, at extra muscular paint apps and all that stuff, they have been very accurate with, Highness Demona, with how they look overall. So I do believe his eye glows white properly. I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below. I don't recall right now. But yes, otherwise a very beautiful figure. But of course, because... yep, there was another issue. Did they not care about Hudson? Did they not like Hudson? I don't know. Because of his beard and the stiff plastic that they went with. his head movement is quite limited. At least left to right. And up and down because, you know, the hair is so stiff in the back and the wings are right there. So they drop the ball there. This is why I keep pushing for the softer plastic, because the hard plastic, my bad, the hard plastic just doesn't have any give, obviously, and it gets in the way of the quality of the figure. It's pretty, that's great, but these, I know these are not meant to be children's action figures. These are collectible adult action figures. I get that, but you can't even really that's acceptable. I know he's old, but as far as I know, he doesn't have arthritis in the neck. Anyway, everything else about him is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I'm not. The looseness is a little, but it does at least hold position. You know, so the weight of the sword or anything is not getting in the way of that. So that is at least, yeah. Everything else is good to go. I wanted to try out. Okay. I'm gonna try out his. And this is where I'm going to, again, point out that sometimes NECA makes a good choice and sometimes they don't. So, as I've been saying, the stiff plastic gets in the way. What's this? It's a softer plastic. So yeah, it takes a little bit of effort to get his sword in there, but it gets in. It's not an issue. Ta-da, you know? And again, and I don't... Goliath was the one they changed the most. Hudson, you look at him, that is Hudson. That is on model with his cartoon figure. So, or his cartoon model. So again, I don't... They made a lot of weird choices. I don't want to say bad ones, but definitely weird ones. And of course, because they're weird, it gets into the... It gets in the way sometimes. I'm hoping as I open up figures, certain things have changed. I'm very interested to see what they did with Brooklyn. Whether or not he's the next one I open, I don't know, but I am interested to see the hair situation there. So anyway, that's it for this one. Enjoy looking at Hudson one more time. It is a beautiful figure, just... I wish I could say, you know, one of my favorites. Too many off decisions to say, but still definitely one of my favorites. Plus it's Hudson. How do you not love Hudson? Anyway, that is the end of this one. As always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and be the good that you want to see in the world. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.